Hey, so it is time for another movie review. So for this one, I am going to be reviewing the new Lifetime horror movie, Killer Clown. Now, I don't know if you would normally associate Lifetime with horror movies. However, they did recently, and it was about a killer clown, so I was immediately intrigued. And I had also heard some pretty decent things from those that saw it, so I decided to give it a try. So when the movie opens up, we meet this young girl who is baking clown cookies with her mother. Now they are interrupted when a clown holding balloons appears at their front door. So it is pretty obvious from the start that the girl's mother and even the little girl herself are both fans of clowns. So they're actually at first really excited about this visit. However, it takes a very sinister turn when the clown murders the mother. So fast forward to a couple decades later, and the little girl is now an adult, and she has gotten on with her life. However, it becomes pretty clear that she is obviously still haunted by what happened to her mother. And the events take a more sinister turn when she is being stalked by somebody dressed up like the very clown that murdered her mother decades earlier. Now, I will say, for Lifetime, this was actually a very decent horror movie. Now, was I on the edge of my seat? No, but I did really enjoy it, and it was very well acted, and I liked some of the settings, especially the settings that took place at carnivals. And there was one scene in particular where the woman who was the little girl before, but she's grown up, she and her husband are in this kind of creepy maze, and a clown appears in front of them. And yeah, another cool part of the setting was this old creepy house in the woods, and I won't reveal what connection that has to the story and the clown. But it was, like I said, the carnival, the old house in the woods, the maze with the clown in it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed, just like I said, it was well acted, and I thought they made very good use of the settings. Now, I did think that the plot was a little predictable. I kind of had it figured out pretty early on in the film, and although there were times when I was wondering, okay, are they gonna throw me for a little loop here and it's not going to be at all what it seems? But no, I mean, the plot, like I said, it was pretty predictable. However, it was very enjoyable, and I would totally watch it again. It definitely gives cozy fall vibes, and there were some times when I thought it kind of reminded me a little of the setting of like Gilmore Girls or Pretty Little Liars. I don't know. There were just some parts of the movie that made me just kind of think of, just that nostalgia there. But yeah, I'll probably watch it again, maybe when fall has turned a little bit and the evenings are a little bit more cold. I do think that it is kind of a fun, kind of a cozy fall, slightly spooky season movie, and it has a killer clown in it. So yeah, so that makes it all the better. So I kind of, if I have to rate it on my Black Heart scale, I do give it a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, for a Lifetime movie, it was actually a very well done horror film. And yeah, I don't know if is Lifetime going to be doing more horror films. I don't know. But it was a fun horror film. Like I said, kind of predictable, but still very enjoyable nonetheless. And it was well acted, and they made very good use of the scenery and their settings. And yeah, overall very enjoyable. So yeah, so I definitely recommend checking out Lifetime's Killer Clown.